Hello everyone. So our next topic is transfer learning. This is a well explored deep learning application when there is a difficulty in getting input data or labeled data set. The idea is you have a trained model or a trained system which is for detecting something. For example, let's say you have a trained system for detecting objects. You have convolution pooling, etc., and some fully connected layers, then a softmax function at the end. Then it is detecting the object as smartphone. Then the same system can be used, or the same uh, uh, learned model can be used for detecting something like scenes. This scene is snow, something like that. So that sort of method is known as transfer learning. So you have a trained system for detecting or for doing some operation. The system is used for doing a similar application, similar kind of application is called transfer, or transfer your learning system to a new step or a new environment. That is what is transfer learning. The idea is that you have large systems available, or large systems trained on large data like ImageNet. For example, ImageNet contains 14M images, and this sort of a system which is trained on this data set, then you can use that system for doing any kind of image based operations, so that or it can be used as a first step towards your project, so that later this can be optimized. So the usual way of doing transfer learning approach is by removing the topmost layers, by removing one or more topmost layers, and by attaching some additional layer. So you have the same system and you remove the topmost layer, which maybe is going to detect, for example, if it was for detecting, the system was for detecting an object, then this was the step in which it is actually going to detect the objects. You cut that and you place another fully connected layer here, and that layer is going to give you or going to detect your target task. Maybe for detecting the scene types, you apply that fully connected layer. So the rest of the things you keep as it is, and that is how we usually do transfer the learning. So the parameters are fixed here. There is no change, or you are not going to learn anything in these layers. What you are going to do is you are going to learn only in this layer. So these layers, actually what they are doing is they are actually extracting the features which is required for example, if this was detection of an image, at this point it was detecting one feature, at here it was detecting another feature, or it was extracting features. And once, if you are here, you have a collection of features, you put these features all together and push all these things into a fully connected network. You can do your target task. Or you can do in another way. The other way around you can do transfer learning is initialize the weights from a pre-trained model also. So you have a system, but the weights are being assigned from a pre-trained system. Or you can the learning rate can be lower. For example, what you have is you are going to do some operation or some application on image live in the wild image quality challenge. So it has got a less number of images in the database. For example, it has got only 11,162 images. With that, you create a model and you do opinion score prediction. But you have other databases which has large number of images, and with that you create a model and transfer the knowledge which is obtained from this model, and now you attach that also along with your model. Then you do this was actually based on basically for image classification. ImageNet is trained model is for image classification, but the knowledge what is obtained from this model can be transferred to the model for opinion score prediction also. So that's how we do transfer learning. So usually transfer learning is like this: you have a set of layers, and out of this layer in the initial layers it will be detecting edges, and then textures, then patterns. So as and when you go towards the topmost layer, it will be detecting the specific type of object. So what I'm trying to say is that in these layers, in the lower layers, it is detecting only it is not detecting any object specific or things specific to the task. It is detecting edges, it is for an image it is detecting textures, etc. So it may be common to most of the image classification or image sort of applications. But in the next few layers, like it is here, it is detecting object parts, here it is detecting objects as it is. So for example, if you are able to if you would like to do some other task compared to object detection, then you can cut these two layers, and you can cut this fully connected layer, pooling layer, and sorry, convolution and pooling layer, and convolution and pooling layer, and you attach your own. Then you will be able to do your target task. So what I'm trying to say, the usual way by which the transfer learning is done is like this: you use the same set of weights for your initial system, and only the topmost layers are getting trained. But that should not be the normal case. These are in the previous example, what we have seen is these three or these few layers are kept as it is, and some new layers are added, and these are randomly initialized. Or you can do in the other way around also, like you transfer these layers or the topmost layer as it is, and you randomly initialize some of the initial layers or the lower layers in some system or some application. That also may be required. For example, let's say you have an application, image classification application with three channels, RGB channel, and you would like to create another to this, like another channel to this, like for you would like to find out you would like to classify four channel images. You would like to add a depth channel also. So four channel images, so you create and you transfer your knowledge as it is, and the topmost layers. Then in the beginning layer or the lower layer, to the lower layer you create a new depth entity, and you randomly initialize it. Then you will be able to or this is also another way of transfer learning. What are the limitations of transfer learning? Transfer learning has got so many if transfer learning is that good, then why can't you apply transfer learning in all in each and every possible neural network application? The jobs must be specific, like for example, you have an ImageNet data, and you have a pre-trained model, and you have a stock price, and you have a model, and we do not recommend for transferring the knowledge that is obtained from image classification model to fund allocation model, for because these two problems are far apart, and we may not be able to transfer the knowledge what is obtained from here to the other problem. So that difficulty is there. Another limitation is that shape mismatch of your model. Like you have a mainstream model which is pre-trained, but the model which you would like to do is you would like to create is a super cool a small model, or this model may not be fit into your system or fit into your memory. You would like to create a small model, and the model you would like to run on a very large data set, something like that. But that sort of limitations are there for transfer learning. We would like to create the model which is actually imitate the mainstream model. So uh, that sort of limitations are there. Let's see an example for transfer learning. See, I have an example on image. These are normal imports, TensorFlow, Keras, Pandas, and image, etc. I have some image data in this folder in my Google Drive. I open that images and I split that images into training and testing. Each of the images 299 into 299 into 3 colors. You have 96 images for training and 24 images for testing. Okay, now you create your model transfer learning, model TL equal to sequential. Then you add a 32 filter convolution layer and a pooling layer, max pooling, 64 layer convolution and max pooling, then 64 convolution layer. So your model summary is, see your model summary, you have convolution, then pooling layer, convolution, pooling, and convolution layer. These many total trainable parameters. To this you can add additional layers. So you add a dense layer, you add another dense layer, etc. So this is your layer, this is your total model. You apply that model on your training data and check the accuracy by predicting your testing data. See, test accuracy is just 0.5. That may be due to the number of epochs you have run your system, or maybe due to that also. Let's see transfer learning here. You take the model from exception database. So keras.applications.exception. So the data, this application are taken is going to take weights from ImageNet. So this need to be downloaded for running your application. The weights need to be downloaded from ImageNet. To use that ImageNet weights as it is, then you do an average pooling and you create a predictions. This is your layers obtained after base model. So you have a base model which is obtained from exception, then you create a pooling. After that you call it global pool after base model. After global pool you create a dense layer with n classes, number of classes in your data. Now you compile your model and try to fit your model. See that once you run and evaluate your model, you can see that you get better accuracy. See, you are going to get accuracy 95% accuracy. So that is what transfer learning is. The idea what we have done is, you have taken the weights from exception database and create a layer, and we set all the layers in the base model as non-trainable. Only the part which we have created are trainable. The reverse is also possible, like you make this as trainable and you put your data on top of it, then this layer, so only system will be taken and that layers will be trained. That many layers will be trained. If you say this many layers to be trained, see you open the weights from exception weights from uh, Google APIs and use that. Using that you run some number of epochs. Once you do that, you get this accuracy. Now along with transfer learning, you see this term also fine tuning. Fine tuning is basically based on to make some of the layers to be trained, some of the layers to be untrainable. So see for example, you take the base model, and in that base model some of the layers, like you make it as model tl dot layers to be non-trainable and some layers are trainable. That's what you fine tune it. You find out by training which of the layers you are going to get better accuracy. So what it says is you set some layers up to 125 and 125 above are to be trained. The layers which are below 125 to be non-trainable. So compile your model, fit it and evaluate your model. You can see that your model is giving you this accuracy. So that's what transfer learning is. Transfer learning is basically you have a model or a system which is trained on a large data set and use that data set for your system when you have less number of data in your data set, or the data set itself is not available, or this can be used as a first model and later on you can fine tune your model by training more layers. The usual method how it is done is you take the model as it is from the trained system and you train only the top layers in the system. Okay, thank you.